Hey everyone, it's Chris here, and today we're going to be talking about why prices for graphic cards and digital memory in general have skyrocketed recently, and of course, how we can approach this topic from an investment perspective.
You serious?
In case you haven't heard, we are witnessing a serious global shortage of semiconductors and memory modules, the so-called memory shortage. And as you might expect, this has led to a significant increase in memory prices over the last year. Remember 2023? Back when we could buy a 32GB RAM for 70 to 80 euros, and we could say, let's wait until next month, it'll get even cheaper. Those were the days. Well, this era is dead, and artificial intelligence killed it. Today, if we want to buy a 32GB RAM kit, we must pay around 550 euros.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty pricey. And this has driven the stocks of companies operating in this sector to skyrocket up to 1,100% within a single year. Now, the savvy ones already figured this out and are looking into companies like Micron, Samsung, and SanDisk. Don't worry, we'll cover them all, I promise. That's why in today's video, we'll break down exactly what is happening with the memory chips and artificial intelligence, we'll dive a bit deeper into this specific sector, and of course, we'll look at some investment options for those who want to capitalize on this specific opportunity. I know you guys enjoy this video, so do I, so let's dive right in. Before we continue, if you want to build your financial future, make sure to sign up to Freedom24 using the link in the description. By doing so, not only will you be using a licensed stockbroker, but you're also supporting this channel directly and completely for free. Thank you for that, by the way. And I've got great news. The Freedom24 offer has been renewed. And until the end of February, they're giving away up to 20 free stocks to anyone who has registered from October 1st onwards. And yes, each stock can be worth up to $800. All we have to do is top up to get to the highest tier. And of course, enter the promo code we'll find in the description. So that's 20 free stocks, and there's absolutely no reason to miss out on this offer. Moreover, don't forget to drop a like and leave a comment below. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell so you get updated every time I drop a brand new video. And as always, let's hear it from a daily disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor or legal expert. All opinions expressed in this video and on this channel in general are exactly that, just my opinions. And they are intended for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take financial or legal advice from a random guy on the internet. Always do your own research. Generally speaking, 2026 has started off on the right foot, with the S&P 500 marking an increase of almost 1.5% and the tech-heavy Nasdaq already sitting at 1.2%. Excellent start. However, not all sectors of the economy are growing equally. If we look at Nasdaq since the start of 2026, we can see that the standout performance right now is the semiconductor sector. We're talking about very high returns within just 1 month, especially from the stocks we will cover today. Now, as we mentioned earlier, this is mainly due to the growth of artificial intelligence. And this growth doesn't seem to be coming to an end anytime soon. According to analysts, the total AI market is estimated to increase tenfold by 2033 and touch $3.5 trillion. This is massive growth.
That's all well and good, Chris, but what does it have to do with memory chips?
Let's break it down, shall we? For most of us, when we think of artificial intelligence, we think about the powerful chips from Nvidia and AMD. But the reality is that a powerful processor without the corresponding digital memory is like a Ferrari in rush hour traffic. Looks good, but can't do much. AI processes oceans of data every second, and this data must be stored temporarily somewhere to be instantly accessible. And here is exactly where we will focus today. The more powerful processors become, like CPUs and GPUs, the more memory chips are required so that the processor doesn't stay idle. This need has now led to the emergence of a special high bandwidth memory, HBM, which is essentially the holy grail of the memory industry today. And since the money is moving towards the development of AI, the memory chips manufacturers, such as Micron and Samsung, have also shifted their production capabilities there, leaving laptop and phone RAMs as an afterthought. This has caused a significant memory deficit in the market and a corresponding increase in memory prices. And as you would expect, the spike in memory costs inevitably affects smartphone makers too, too, like Apple, and laptop manufacturers, like Dell. This means that either the companies themselves will absorb the cost or they will pass it on to the consumer. In other words, for those of us planning to buy a phone, a tablet, or a laptop in the coming months, or even want to build our own PC, well, we should know it's going to sting a bit. Now that we have understood the situation at the top level, let's take a look at the various memory categories, so we also know where it is worth looking for potential investment opportunities. Without getting into technical details, let's briefly look at the various categories of memory and data storage. Generally speaking, there are four main categories. Towards the top of the pyramid, we gain speed but lose capability, while towards the base, we gain capability but lose speed. So let's start from the top with SRAM. Simply put, SRAM is the fastest and most expensive memory in existence. It is embedded within the chip itself. It is the most accessible memory since the processor constantly exchanges data with the SRAM at lightning speed. Now, even though this is a crucial type of memory, we aren't seeing a major shortage here yet. At least not at the level of shortage we're experiencing in the next three categories. And moving one step further down, we have DRAM, or simply RAM. Just like SRAM, so too DRAM is very fast but temporary. Most of us are a bit more familiar with this category since it's what our computers and phones use. What many of us don't know, however, is that in the AI era, DRAM is the most crucial memory, especially with the HBM technology we saw earlier. And this technology also goes hand in hand with the third category, NAND memory. Moving down the pyramid, we find a memory that retains data even without power. Think of flash drives and SSDs. This is where our files and photos live. This memory is still fast, but not as fast as the previous categories. However, it is much more affordable, allowing us to store hundreds of gigabytes on our phones and laptops. Beyond our personal use, these memories are very important for data centers too, and this is why they are in serious shortage right now. And every time a shortage hits the market, this leads to a price increase. This is exactly what has been happening with DRAM and NAND memory over the last 6 months. It is truly remarkable. And last but not least, we must not underestimate the very base of our pyramid, the HDD memory, the warehouse of the digital world. These are the classic hard drives, the dinosaurs. They are by far the slowest of all, but at the same time they are the cheapest and are capable of storing huge volumes of data. Now, we might not use them in our laptops anymore, but Facebook's and Google's data centers rely on these drives and the tons of data stored in them. This is why we are seeing a significant surge in stock prices in this sector too for the companies that produce them.
Okay, Chris, this is all well and good, but are you ever going to tell us which companies are the key players here?
Absolutely. Let's take a closer look. According to what we have seen so far, every memory category plays its role and each has some key players standing out. Let's start with the SRAM category. These memories are designed and manufactured directly onto the chips, whether we're talking about CPUs or GPUs. So in this category, we find companies like TSMC, Nvidia, and Intel. And yes, for those wondering, TSMC is the company we covered in ASML video as well, which was a huge hit. Leave a comment down below if you want a TSMC analysis. Moving on to DRAM, here we can find the companies that truly stand out. The three most important ones are Micron, Samsung, and SK Hynix. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And yes, we will see Micron stock in more detail in a bit. Seriously, why is everyone so obsessed with this company? Meanwhile, the most impressive thing with these stocks is that they are also involved in NAND memories. And the company that has stood out here is SanDisk. SanDisk has existed for almost 40 years, but thanks to artificial intelligence, its sales have skyrocketed in recent months. As crazy as it sounds, its stock has marked an increase of over 1000% since February of 25, and most of this growth took place in just the last 4 months. Of course, in this chart we can also see two more impressive stock returns, and these belong in our last category. Upon entering the hard drives category, we encounter three business dinosaurs: Seagate, Western Digital, and of course Toshiba. Yes guys, these companies that everyone had written off are marking a rapid growth lately, and their stocks are posting returns of over 300%.
Too much information, Chris. We are confused.
You're right, we covered a lot. Let's wrap things up. Generally speaking, all the companies we cover today are expected to benefit significantly as long as the demand for AI memory remains strong. Now, if I had to pick just one of these to study more closely, I would choose Micron. And this is because, according to my own analysis, the company's fundamentals are improving rapidly. Revenue and earnings per share are growing fast. Another key advantage here is that Micron operates in both major memory sectors, DRAM and NAND, and for the last 2 years has significantly increased its revenue in both. This is why Wall Street analysts give a buy or strong buy recommendation for 2026. Of course, before investing, we also need to understand the risks involved. And if we zoom out on Micron over the last decade, here's what we can see. We are talking about the textbook definition of a cyclical company, with significant ups and downs in both revenue and free cash flow. This creates some uncertainty about if and when we will hit the peak of the next cycle. We could hit it within 2026, or we could hit it in 2036. No one knows. This is why I'm not investing in Micron for the time being, but I am monitoring the company closely. Now, if we don't want to pick individual stocks, but we're still interested in the sector, we can opt for a relevant ETF, like the SECO ETF by iShares. It's spelled SEC0. SECO tracks all the companies we saw today, is UCITS, meaning it is EU compliant, and trades in euros, which I know many of you prefer. Oh, and it has also posted a return of 62% within a year, thanks to the growth of semiconductors in general. Note here, according to expert estimates, this specific growth seems to still have room to grow even further. Now, yes, it is true that past performance does not guarantee future results, and when investing, nothing is certain. Everyone has to do their own research and invest in what they understand.
Okay, Chris, we get it. We understand the risks involved and we really want to invest in semiconductors. But how can we actually do it?
Like this. Now, both the SECO ETF and all the stocks we cover today are available on Freedom24, which is today's video sponsor. So, for those of you who want to see step by step exactly how we can invest, the process is quite simple. We sign up to Freedom24 using the link in the description, we go to the web terminal, we type SECO, we hit buy, and we got it. So, if you want to build your financial future, make sure to sign up to Freedom24 using the link in the description. By doing so, not only will you be using a licensed stockbroker, but you're also supporting this channel directly and completely for free. Thank you for that, by the way. And as we mentioned, we have great news. The Freedom24 offer has been renewed. And until the end of February, they're giving away up to 20 free stocks to anyone who has registered from October 1st onwards. And yes, each stock can be worth up to $800. All we have to do is top up to get the highest tier. And of course, enter the promo code we'll find in the description. So that's 20 free stocks, and there's absolutely no reason to miss out on this offer. And as always, if you want to get my take on the markets every morning directly in your inbox, make sure to subscribe to my newsletter through the link in the description. This is market analysis that never makes it out on YouTube, so yes, do subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope it helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.